What's going on? Headed to a shoot, so I was like, let me just get on live while I'm driving. I had 4 projects yesterday. Kind of real estate based, but they were all a little different, and that wore me out. So today, I only said yes to 1 shoot for $600 in Hollywood, and I'm on my way there right now. Got about an hour drive ahead of me, so got some time to kill. If you guys want to chat, let's make it happen. And I really appreciate you guys giving me a whole lot of love with these videos I've been posting. I'm realizing that you guys really want to talk about money most of the time. Money, editing, retainers, and I haven't even been getting a lot of questions about equipment, which is amazing because I don't really want to go over too much equipment right now. I don't have retainer agreements with all of my clients, no. There are some people who prefer to just pay for their project when they need me. But most of the time, those are people who travel a lot, and my retainers expire either in a 3-month period or a 6-month period, so they don't want to buy like 5 or 10 project credits and then not use them. Can you guys hear me? Somebody let me know if you can hear me. Good morning, Miss Taffy. What's going down? How's your Friday so far? Oh, perfect. Thank you. But no, I don't have only retainer clients. It's helpful to have retainers because you just know what's coming, but I don't want to be locked in to everyone I work with. That would just be a lot of, I mean, it could be good, but that's just not my style. I like to have like maybe 3 or 4 retainer clients, and then I can just focus on, when I have that, I can focus on outsourcing and growing my team because I know money is coming in, so I don't have to think about that. Then I can really work on the logistics of growing my brand and growing my business and making my business a product and not just a service. Because when your business is strictly a service, you have to do everything. Like, your business cannot run without you. But if it's a product, all you got to do is send a link or show somebody a clip and show them where they can buy it. So that's what I'm currently working on right now. And I just got the YouTube, what is it called, the subscription badge. So now I'm able to actually like have a monthly subscription and really create videos that go in on business. I know I give free value now, but I didn't want to give too much information and just kind of overwhelm you guys. So now that I know I have a monthly subscription available, I can really create like a course, or at least a curriculum to break down what I did to help me get to 6 figures every year for the last 3 years. And that was really my goal, because at my corporate job, I was making just a little over $100 grand a year. So my goal when I first started was just to be able to make more or the same amount as a job that I got let go from. And I got let go because of COVID. So, yeah, making sure when I got into this business that I can make the same amount just so I can keep up my style of living for my family, my wife and my son. That was very important to me. But now I know how to scale and how to grow, so I want to continue that path. People are driving like idiots out here this morning. The best way to approach a realtor with a retainer agreement? I never do. I let realtors come to me in terms of the service, and when they come to me asking how much it is to shoot a project with me, that's when I give them the options. But I don't just kind of walk up to realtors and like, hey, you know, I got retainers for sale. Like, you'll never get any business like that. So that's why I like working in events, because I can I can work the entire room because we're already in the same place. People are always looking at the cameraman anyway. They're always looking at what you bring. That's why I like to rig up my stuff. And they're like looking at your setup and all that stuff. The first question I normally get from realtors is, where are you based out of? And I don't tell them where I live because they'll assume that you don't travel to them. So when they say, where are you based out of, I say, I cover the Inland Empire, LA County, and Orange County. The entire county, not just a city. And then, I move on to, I'm working with this person. They got a retainer agreement with me. That means they see me X amount of times a month. And then they say, well, how much does something like that cost? And then that's when I ask for their phone number. And they're like, I would love to go into detail. It's too elaborate for me to just kind of give you a blanket statement right now, but I can send you some information so that way we can, talk about your options. And then we go from there. I feel like my lips are chapped. Have you ever considered starting a person workshop? Yep, I already have that in the works. But it's local right now, so I wanted to do an in-person workshop, and then we are going to make it live, and you'll just have to pay to, come into the live feed. But it is in the works right now. We actually have a meet and greet scheduled for next week, my team and I, just because there's a lot of videographers and photographers in my area that are looking to meet me and just grow their network of people to work with and get knowledge from. I'm like, yeah, let's just do a meet and greet, people in my area, because there are people that ask me to come out for coffee so they can pick my brain. I'm like, I'd rather all you guys come at the same time so that we can just dialogue and, get to meet each other. Because there's money in that too. There's a lot of money in just meeting other videographers and photographers. The first way is, if you guys are just cool, like on cool terms, I'm not trying to take your clients, you're not trying to take mine. I've had 3 videographers this week reach out to me for our client they weren't unable to work with, and they were like, I really respect you, I really like your work, so I'm gonna connect you with them, and if you guys agree on terms, maybe you can do this project. And both of them, 2 of them were proposals, and then one of them was like a business networking event. So yeah, you can always lean on other people for that stuff, and it's helpful if you do like bigger events like weddings and stuff, to reach out to another videographer as a second shooter, because you'll make more money when you work as a team. Like, I can sell something like $1,000, $2,000, but I can get like $5,000 to $10,000 if I bring like 3 or 4 people. So it's smart to work together. How did you get your first event opportunity? It was a real estate event. That was actually my first real estate client. He saw what I did in the fitness. I actually made a video about this. He saw what I did in fitness and just asked if I could do the same thing for his meeting. And it was in an office. It was probably like 20, maybe 30 people in there. And he loved it. And then from there, I just followed him from event to event. So you kind of have to plug in with people who are the ones on stage, not the one in the audience. Because when you connect with people that are on stage, they probably speak at a lot of different events, and they need videographers or they need coverage because they're trying to grow their brand, because they get paid to speak on stage. But that'll keep you plugged in at a lot of events. I was doing so much at one time and traveling for it that it just burned me out. So now I'm like, I don't want to travel for the rest of this year. I haven't traveled for any type of job this entire year, and that feels so good. Yeah, network, everything. Now, a lot of people in our industry really don't know how to network. Like, I'm not even kidding. I was really surprised by how many people just don't know how to start a conversation and be authentic. Like, I can always tell when somebody wants something from me. If it's somebody I don't talk to at all, like ever, I've never talked to you. The second you reach out to me, I know you want something from me. But when I go to these events, I always make sure I say hi, hello, my name is XYZ, have a small conversation, and then I just walk away. So that way the next time I see him, hey, I remember you, what's up? And we just talk a little bit again, and I leave it alone. Like, I soft launch a lot of this networking stuff so that they're familiar with me, They know I'm not just asking for stuff the second I talk to them. And then from there, you know, we grow some rapport, and, you know, the rest is history. That's how I do it. I don't always just reach out to people for money. I think that's a silly way to do it. I actually wanted to cover 3 books that I read and changed my life on how I approach conversations now. And one of them was How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Man, because I used to detail cars. Like, I used to be isolated. All I had to do was put my headphones in, know that I have to detail interior, exterior, wash, wax, all that stuff, move on to the next car. I didn't have to talk to anybody except my manager. He would tell me, do that car next, do that car next. That was it. But I would spend hours just not talking. So the skills of networking were lost on me because I just didn't know how to talk to a stranger, especially about money. But reading that book changed my life when I went into personal training as a career, from detailing to personal training. And I had to work the floor. I actually had to walk up to people who had headphones in, were on a treadmill, minding their business, and I had to offer my service. Or they were in the middle of a set, or they were walking into the gym. Like, when you have to work the floor, your GM is telling you, go work the floor, go try to sell the service. That can be a little nerve-wracking, like, for real. It can be. But it helped. The little skills and techniques that I used in that book truly changed my life forever. I use them every day. How do you handle those situations where you build that network? People want to work with you, but you didn't necessarily feel ready. Just jump. Yeah, for sure. I definitely jump, and my goal is to over-deliver because it happens. Everybody in this industry didn't start with a portfolio, you know, so everybody kind of has those moments. But that's why I actually made a reel about it, where I've had really nice meetings where I was pitching them everything. Like, I was giving them everything they wanted to hear. And then they asked to see my portfolio. And I had nothing in my portfolio that had to do with what they were talking about. So I ended up losing those projects because I couldn't prove that I could deliver. But when you're honest and upfront about it, be like, hey, look, I'm normally in this industry of real estate, but what you're talking about is very similar. So I know I have the equipment to pull it off. So let me do this. Let me make sure that I can really, like, provide a great service to you. Let me do this first one for free or at a, you know, adjusted rate. And if you like what you see, then, you know, we can partner up at the full price the next time. But you got to get your reps in. That just comes with time. And you got to be willing. Man, there's so many people on this platform that will tell you not to do stuff for free or not to discount. But I'm like, dude, look, I have really, really great months where I have no reason to not give a discount. I have no reason to not, you know, adjust my rate for a little bit to help some people out just so I get my foot in the door. It doesn't make sense. And that's just my business model. Everybody doesn't have to follow what I say, but I also don't have to follow what other people say, especially if what I'm doing is working. The only time I really listen and lean into other people is what I'm doing is not working. And I have business partners who are my backup. I have mentors, I have coaches, I have people that are looking in my blind spots where I need to work on. And the stuff I need to work on isn't in the field, it isn't talking to clients, it's the logistics, it's the websites, it's the funnels, it's the systems. Those are the things that I need to work on and really kind of get my mind wrapped around. What was the name of the book again? It is How to Win Friends and Influence People. And the author is Dale Carnegie. It is such a great book. So good. The other book that I love to read is a really short book. It's black, has white letters. I can't remember the author right now, but it's Steal Like an Artist. And pretty much the premise of the book is to not feel so like down, to try to create original stuff all the time. Because sometimes I would go to events, I would film, and then when I sat at my desk to edit it, I just didn't know what to do. So I would kind of go on Instagram and kind of look at other people's work and YouTube, but because I did that, I didn't feel good and I didn't feel creative. I felt like I was just kind of a copycat. But this book talks about everything as a copy. And the point is to replicate, not duplicate. Duplication is doing the same exact thing somebody else did. Replicating is doing close to what they did, but you put your own spin on it. So that's what I do, because I get inspired by tons of people. So I add a little bit of this person, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and then I create what I think is a great product, and it has served me well. But it helped me with imposter syndrome. It helped me kind of just get into my lane and not feel bad if I don't have an original thought. Sometimes I just lean into what already works, and it'll change your whole dynamic. Yeah, I'm loving this weather right now. I freaking love this weather. I am ready for autumn. Makes a lot of sense. How you feeling today, my friend? That's John from Berkeley. What's going on, John? I'm great, man. Enjoying this weather because it's been hot as F out here. Like 100-degree plus for like 4 days straight. We got a lot of fires in California right now, and I was literally surrounded where I live. Like the whole sky was just ash and smoke, like Armageddon out here. Makes sense. I've got great feedback about my work. I'm afraid subconscious when people are in it. Yeah, you're gonna feel like that for a little bit, but the whole point. Another thing that I learned is like your emotions are natural, right? But they can't control your actions. Only you can control your actions. So when I feel nervous, I do it anyway. If I feel scared, I do it anyway. I just have a mindset, and I say this to my wife all the time. She's afraid to jump or move in faith or anything like that. It's 40 years, 50 years, 60 years from now, if God gives me that time, I'm a 90-year-old man, I don't want to look back and think I would have been so much further in my business. I would have had so much more. I would have been able to see a lot more if I would have just talked to more people. Because the whole business model of what we do is all about the hands we shake. It's all about the conversations we have. So I actually had a statistic where I was talking and I wanted to see out of 10 people, how many people it took for me to actually make a sale. And it was like 3 out of 10. So that means that one, I have areas where I need to sharpen, and not everybody is going to say no. And that I know if I talk to at least 10 people today, that I will make some sales. And just that thought alone was so freeing, because I'm like, dang, if I'm broke, it's because of me, not because of them. So I just have to talk to more people. I have to shake more hands. I have to figure out like objection handling, because people will come at you with problems like, I don't have the time, I don't have the money, I don't know what to do. But if you know how to objection handle, then you have an answer for every objection they have, and it just makes you feel better. Even if they don't purchase, because you can be perfect in your sales pitch and say all the right things and people still not buy, and that's okay, because they really didn't want to. And your job is not to convince them, it's to show them the value that you have. I never convince anybody that I'm worth it, not ever. That's why I work with business owners, because my job is to make sure that they know their business is worth it. Because I'm going to be working with people regardless. But if people don't feel like their business model is worth investing in, then cool, it probably won't last. Because no business can handle not being invested in. Not one. Did you follow Study Guide, your part 107? No. I literally watched a YouTube video that was an hour long, and I went and took the test the next day, and I passed it. So if you guys think it takes a whole lot of studying, now there were laws that I had to freshen up on when I did my retest, but overall, I was good. I passed with like an 80 something. It's the maps that really messed me up on the test. Like there were little symbols that they would ask, what does this mean on a map? What does this mean on a map? I'm like, damn, I totally forgot. I don't even remember them covering that. And the video that I watched was like 3 or 4 years old, and I still passed with the knowledge that was in it. So, and I actually had somebody reach out to me and tell me that I inspired them in one of my videos to just go take the test, and they passed with an 83. And I asked them to send me a screenshot because I thought that was amazing. And it's not as hard as we think. Getting your Part 107 will definitely give you a leg up in certain industries, because there are certain companies that will not hire you for drone work, even in real estate, if you don't have that, because they know they can get a lawsuit or they can get fined with the FAA. And it's 10, 20, sometimes $30,000 fine, and you don't want to deal with that. Like, the FAA has control over looking at your records, seeing where you flew and how long you were in the air or how high you went. Like, they can see all that. Which jobs you are also hired interested in besides real estate? Fitness. I love fitness. I like events, and that's everything that encompasses events, like parties. It can be like wedding, social, corporate. I don't like music videos, mostly because I don't really rock with a lot of people's music. Even in mainstream music, there's not really a whole lot of artists that I like. I tend to just listen to instrumentals most of the time. If I had a choice, though, I would want to be like in documentary and BTS. Like, I would love to be on movie sets, just filming the actors getting their makeup put on, really capturing what happens behind the scenes of a production versus having the pressure to film it itself. Oh man, that would be a dream for me, to capture artists, actors, athletes behind the scenes of what they do. So I'm hoping I get that opportunity pretty soon, because I did have a conversation on Thursday. No, that wasn't yesterday. That was Wednesday. And it could lead to that. They're not a band that I would actually listen to. They are still famous, but they're not. Their music isn't something I really rock with. So we'll see. I only want to work with people with integrity, though. Yeah, they're definitely going to send you to the gulag if you're not careful. No, I'm rocking the FX3 and the A7S3 today. Yesterday, though, or not yet, it was Wednesday. Wednesday I had 4 shoots. It felt like I used every camera that I had that day. I used my Ronin 4D, I used my FX6, I used my FX3, and my A7S3 that day. FX6 was in the morning, and I used that because my clients are like kind of documenting a house flip, and they like a little bit of shake, and the FX6 does not have IBIS, so you kind of like every movement just kind of has like a little shake to it, and that was great, especially with internal NDs, because we were in and out of the house most of the time. So whenever I needed to adjust my exposure, I just turned the internal NDs off, or I would just flip the switch and it would turn on, and I didn't have to do a whole lot. I actually still have to edit that. Next was, I had a listing. Oh, my A7 IV as well. So I had a listing, so I had to take pictures of that, video of that. I had a podcast, so that was my FX3 and my A7S3. And at the end of the night, I used my Ronin 4D for an American Dream TV episode. And I just wanted to just bring the camera. I didn't want to have to bring cameras and then lenses and then balance it. And because I had such a long day, I just wanted something easy. And for the Ronin 4D, all you got to do is turn it on. Balances itself, and then you're good to go. And I don't take the lens off of the Ronin 4D, it just stays on it. Good to see you, bro. Just quick, how you approach producing someone who wants video coverage for his real estate marketing events. Wait, just how will approach producing someone who wants. Write that again. I'm not sure what you're asking, Sam. I appreciate that, man. My goal is to keep firing out these videos. I had recorded my busy day, but now I just got to find the time to edit it. And I have all weekend off, so I can edit this weekend. I probably will, because I actually enjoy making YouTube videos right now. When it gets bigger, I know I probably will just outsource my editing, but I'm not there yet. I'll get there, though. I'll get there. Was it difficult to find insurance for your year? Nah, not at all. It was more challenging to find a good CPA for my taxes. That's something I definitely am going to cover, is you guys do not skimp on your taxes, man. Get a business bank account, get your LLC, get a CPA. Like, you need all that stuff. I used to be afraid of taxes. I'm like, oh man, I don't want to pay all this I don't make that much money anyway, so I really don't want to pay somebody else. And then, but a good CPA will figure out ways to get your money back. Like, that's their job, is to not just say, hey, you owe this much in taxes, because you're not going to keep going to them. You know, their business is insurance. Is taxes. And the best way for them to get more clients is for them to save people money. So my CPA, man, he showed me all the things that I could write off, told me to start an S Corp, which I did, so that way I can pay myself, I can pay my son, I can pay my wife, and that type of stuff is a write-off, because now I have employees. And it's a lot. It felt like a lot to learn, but it really wasn't, especially because he knew how to teach it to me in a way that was very receptive to my way of learning. I hate when people try to sound smart. I really hate that. Alright. Man, I'm headed to Hollywood, and it's all overcast. And it was supposed to be like a sunny day in their vision for their shoot, and that doesn't look like it's going to be the case. So I got to get over these little bumps on the freeway right now. Give me a second. Alright. I appreciate that, Taylor. I really appreciate the love, for real. The meet and greet is on Thursday, the one that I'm throwing, and it's in Rancho Cucamonga, Thursday at 5:30. If you follow my Instagram, I'm going to be posting the flyer with the address and everything, so hopefully you can pull up, just kind of chat with a bunch of like-minded people. You know, we're going to be talking about business, creativity, gear, all that stuff. I'm not going to host it. I'm not going to have a microphone and everything. It's just going to find a place where we can sit and chat. And it's a food court area, so if you guys are hungry, we can just grab food and whatnot. I am on the 10 freeway. That's crazy that you knew that. I'm definitely on the 10 freeway. I'm in that express lane right now. Yep, Haven City Market. That's where we're going. Now, Isaac, you're on it. I'm in Huntington Beach. The sun should come out this afternoon. I'm going to I just shot in Huntington Beach at BLK. What is that? BLKC. I can't remember the full name. Excuse me. Nope, you're not gonna get me. Just cut me off so bad. Oh, man, driving to LA, bro. You gotta have thick skin to drive out here. It makes me crack my knuckles how much I just want to knock somebody out. Like, there was nobody behind me. There's nobody behind me. And he had to get in front of me. He couldn't wait a second. He needs to get in front of me. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm driving to LA, bro. They are definitely the worst. I can't stand it. But anyway, I was just in Huntington Beach. I'm actually going to be in Huntington Beach today. But for a date night. Me and my wife are going out for food. Which is why I love being a filmmaker, because I get discounts for stuff often. Like, you film for somebody, they love the video, they're like, hey man, please come back, I'm gonna have everything on the house, so I'll give you the family friends discount. It's like 50% off. I'm like, trust me, I'm coming to these restaurants, and I'm trying to film our 5-star restaurants, and I really want to make sure that I get my foot in the door. Their clientele, you got to have a reservation weeks ahead of when you're trying to go in to eat. Is my reception good? I feel like it might look fine to me, but it might look choppy to y'all. I'm gonna only be on here for a couple more minutes because I have this chilaquiles burrito that I need to eat before I get to my location, so that way I don't have a bunch of food in my teeth. Yeah, I might do this on my way home. What am my first real estate working this week? Do you have any advice? Take business cards, dress in all black, and don't be afraid to talk to people. Either before the event or after the event. After the event is where I found most of my sales came from. You hand out your cards, but also get their Instagrams. Because one thing I did is I was passing out my cards so much, I don't remember people's names. You know, you're handing out to hundreds of realtors. I don't remember their faces, I don't remember their names, and some of the names of the event. So they'll be like, hey, my name is Bridget, I met you at the World Shaker event in Corona. And I'm like, oh, well, that doesn't narrow it down at all because I film out there a lot. So yeah, I am filming a realtor team in this $1.6 million listing. Very modern. I'm gonna get some BTS of that. But yeah, they just wanted, I guess they're opening a new office, so they just wanted a video kind of highlighting their team for social media. And then the guy who is the seller agent or the listing agent is he wanted a couple videos of the inside of the house, or not a couple videos, a video of the inside of the house. So yeah, it's like, all right, well, let's just do both for $600. And it's a pretty easy job, especially the inside of the house. When the house is nice, it takes me like 10-15 minutes to just knock out a video. New Express, way home. Yeah, but the New Express lane doesn't go all the way to my house. It starts in Pomona, and then it goes up. And I think it ends at the 15, or a little bit before it. So I'm like, I mean, it does help. It'll probably save me like 15 minutes, but like the express lane for the 10, no, I need something that can last this whole area. Get off on Melrose. I'm gonna get here like right on time because I went to the gym this morning. With all this work, there's one thing I would tell you: if you're going to get into this business, make sure you are working out. Like, be physically fit, because you will have some days where you're just exhausted, your back hurts, your shoulders hurt. And I've been working out for 12 years in a consistent manner, meaning like 4 or 5 times a week. And I have my times where I have breaks and everything, but overall I can tell that my body appreciates the fact that I am in the fitness world, that I'm not weak. I've gotten so much value out of your videos lately. Over the stage, here in Oregon, keep at it. Keep growing. I appreciate that, man, for real. For real. I got like 3 videos I need to edit and post. But you guys just gotta keep asking me questions, because I don't know what you want to see outside the little stuff. And I'm really not trying to, what I'm really trying not to do is just give you guys answers. I'm going to tell you how I did stuff. And if you find value in how I did it, or if it makes sense to you, then you can adopt that method. But I'm not trying to be somebody that just tells you what to do. You should do this, you should do this. Unless I'm your mentor or your coach. Because we all have insights on how we can do things. And if your personality is not like mine, it's going to be very tough for you to just take my advice like that. So I'll tell you what I did that worked, some stuff that didn't, and we'll move forward from there. You're going to need a VA soon for editing. I have one. I actually had maybe several different editors reach out to me recently. I use VidLead as my CRM and editing software, or media software. I don't understand what media software you mean. You mean like editing software? So that's DaVinci Resolve. I use Lightroom and Photoshop for my listing photos. But for my CRM, I feel like it's not, I haven't put a lot of time into it because everything that I'm doing is word of mouth, or I'm meeting these people real time and I'll book them in real time. So I don't really have a huge need for a CRM anymore. Oh, I use Dropbox to deliver all my stuff. Or if I'm like editing with a team, then I'll use Monday, but that's about it. And I mainly use that because I don't like to keep my clients' work on my Dropbox. So I'll send it to them, let them know, hey, 30 days, it's going to get removed, and then on to the next. And I've done thousands of jobs, and I don't want to just keep purchasing more space for these projects. Sorry, hold on. Let me make sure I'm going the right way. Making sure I didn't skip over any questions. But I'm gonna wrap this up, you guys, because I want to eat this food. So I'll get back on later, probably on my way home, and let you guys know how it went. Thanks for joining me. Peace out.